I know I did you wrong, but I learned my lesson. Now what if we could move on? Remember the good days.
Hello everyone! Ooh, you know that feeling when you plan something far in advance and then you forget what you planned and then you wake up and you're like, it's happy hips. It feels good. It feels good. Hello, hello. Oh, here you guys come. Here you all come. All right. Hello. Happy music. Hello, Colleen. Hello, Tracy. All right. I love our little community that we're building, and I have to let you know, like, I had to bargain to be here today. A little bit. A little bit. We have some plans, and we're gonna take a little drive later this morning, but I was like, can I escape to work and just, do my YouTube real quick? And I could have done it at home, but it's just, there's nothing like class in the space. I mean, that's why we have it, right? So welcome, welcome. We are going to work with the hips. We're gonna warm them up. We're gonna do some breath work. We're going to work primarily on the mat. I don't really think you need anything except if you would like to have a little extra support for some stretches. You might want to have a towel nearby, a yoga strap, something like that, if you can want to loop it around your foot. That's towards the end now. For the beginning, let us just start standing. We'll make our way down to the mat. Let me know in the comments as we get started if there's anything at all that you feel like, hey, I really need some help. I'm tight here, maybe in the back, or I'm having a hard time standing or sitting as a trial. You just let me know, okay? I'll keep peeking on over. Yes, okay, we're all here. So starting with your feet just a little bit wider than hip sockets. So our hip sockets are closer to the center of our pelvis, right in that little indentation that you can feel underneath your abdomen. Not the bones and not like the tight spots that we can sometimes pound on, but that little indentation. So if we're hip socket width distance apart, we're a little closer. I want you just slightly farther apart from there. And then if you can, put those fingers right into the hip folds, and we're just gonna start to fold forward. So see where your hip mobility is initially here. Ideally, we're going towards a flat back 90-degree angle at the hips. You can see my knees are a little bent. If you want to straighten yours out, you can. And then we're going to come all the way up. So our goal with just our hip hinge to start is simply to feel that our back is staying flat. It's in the same position vertically as it is when we bring it to a horizontal position. All right, so let's stay a couple more here. Just folding forward, lifting up. By the way, we fixed the air conditioning. Everyone is very happy about that, including me. Primarily me. I'm the one who's happy about it. Let's start hinge forward. Good, and lift up. We'll do one more like this, reaching, folding. It's almost like you're trying to break a pencil. The pencil is your finger. Obviously can't do it. And then open up, nice open hips. Let's bring our arms forward, palms facing front. We're gonna do that same hip hinge, reaching forward in a flat back position as low as you can. And then from here, just take your right arm down so it's pointing almost to make a triangle with your feet, and your left arm reaches up to the sky. And then come all the way back to center. And a little rotation in the other direction. Left arm points down to make that triangle. And come back to center. Lower your arms. This time, tuck your tail under and roll all the way up to the top. All right, so all of this, it's normal for it to feel super tight. We're doing this in the morning if you're doing it live. Maybe you're doing it later on. Our discs overnight fill up with fluid, which is wonderful because it helps cushion our movement and shock absorb and all the things as we move throughout the day. But what it doesn't allow for is a ton of easy mobility. So we gotta warm it up a little bit. Let's take those arms out again. Fold in your hips, come forward into that flat back. Find your angle at your hips. Reach your right arm down, your left arm up. Come back to center. Reach your left arm down, your right arm up. Come back to center. Bend your knees a little deeper, tuck your tail under, roll up through the spine. One more time, reach out nice and wide. Hinge at those hips to come forward. Bend or straighten the knees, and then rotate to one side. Come back to center. Rotate to the other side. Come back to center, bend your knees, curl under, roll up through the spine. Good. Take your right arm up, bend your right knee, slide your left hand down, and stretch out through the sides. And then do the other side. Did I say that? Bend your left knee with your left arm. Same arm as leg, same leg as arm. Good. Come on over. Reach. And stretch. We've got the slow pop playlist on today. It feels right for a Thursday. This is really like a Friday for me though. I'm not working tomorrow. It's well deserved. Whoa. Let's do the other side. And one more time. All right, come back to center. You're gonna narrow your stance. Bring your right knee up. Give it a hug. Don't lose that balance. Let's try it again, Jenna. You can lower all the way down and then do the other side. So, normalizing losing our balance is part of life. It happens. It happens. Whew. Never been so unbalanced than I was on those roller skates though. Like I was talking about on Monday. Good. And by the way, as we're going through this, I think we all know this. I think you're all on my mailing list. If you're not, head on over to Jenna-Zaffino.com. Join up. Lots of fun things happening for fall. But unfortunately, I did not win the accelerator competition. Let's do one more on each side. And was it a little bit, I don't know. I feel okay about it. Let's turn our legs out, heels in, toes out. We're gonna do the same thing. I want you to try to pick up your knee and come down. See if you can hold that balance a little longer. Just switching sides. Sometimes it helps to hold on to the opposite hip. If you can't get your knee up, you're just marching, yeah? Just diving right into that balance today, Jenna. What was she thinking? Yeah. So, you know, it's disappointing when you feel like you get something, recognition, but you don't get all of the recognition. You know, I've been at this game a long time. It's all good, it's all gravy. And my son said it best. Let's go one more each side. He said, Mom, I think it's good that you didn't win. And I said, why? Let's take our legs nice and wide. A little bit wide, much wider than hip width distance, in a place where you can feel both your toes and your heels down. And we're just gonna take our hands on our hips. Do that same hip hinge forward and bend your knee so you're coming over that leg, stretching the opposite inner thigh, and then stand all the way up. And we'll go to the other side. So he goes, because you have so much going on, I feel like if you won that money and had to do that event, it would take away from the other things that you're doing. Like, you're a baby genius, 9 years old, focusing in. So, you know, sometimes when your children tell you the truth about life, it just ends up being something that is undeniable, right? So I'm choosing to go with his knowledge. All right, we're gonna go over to the right hand side one more time and take your left hand to your right knee. You can do a little peek up to the side. You can open your arm up to the side again if you like. Big stretch. Good, and then come back to center, bring it on down, come up through the middle, and then shift to the other side. Take your right hand to your left knee, reach up, oh, there's Joy. I see you. Welcome, welcome. Good. And come back to the center. And then one more big hip hinge in this wide position. Take your arms out, reach forward, hip hinge if you can. Come down with straight legs. If not, bend your knees. Get as low as you can. We're just gonna bend and straighten the legs for 4. Bring them down and then lift them up. 3. Lift them up. And 2. Good, and last 1. And come all the way up. All right, from here, let's go ahead and make our way down to the mat as carefully as you can. We're gonna be on hands and knees. Always, if you need to not be on your knees, well, first and foremost, you can grab a cushion, a mat, a knee pad, or if you have the back of a chair or a wall, you can be in your flat back here. It's just a little more support for the upper body on the hands and knees. We won't be here forever, but we're gonna start with something called a hip car. So that's controlled articulated range of motion. It's an exercise in, let's say, endurance and control, and it's involving our hips. So the first thing I want us to do is find the space where we are strong in our torso. That means you have that front to back body control. Secondly, we're gonna flex at our knee. We can take your right knee first. You can have your toe pointed or flexed, whatever you need to have. And then we're gonna start by bringing the knee into the chest, but nothing else changes. So it's not gonna be a rounded spine. It's just knee into chest. Once you get your knee in as far as you can, open that knee up to the side as far as you can. Then keep that knee high, bring it around to the back. Careful not to drop into your lower back. You're still strong, and your heel is pushing towards the ceiling, and then we sweep it on through. So that is our range of motion. Go ahead and take a rest off the wrist for a minute. We're gonna go into it 5 in each direction. Try each time to make your circles a little bigger than you did on the time before. Ready? Here we go. Flex at that knee, push into the mat with your hands, bring the knee into your chest, reach it out to the side. You want to feel a sense of tension in your body because it's holding its position. Bring it back, bring it through. So we're opening it up. As I bring it behind me, I'm almost pointing my knee inward towards the opposite leg, just to get that full range of my hip. Here's number 3. If you need to go slower than me, go for it. I don't know that I'd go faster. You're gonna cheat yourself out of some good range of motion. And if you are currently crossing the border into Quiver Town, welcome. That's what happens. That's what happens on this little journey. Good. Let's reverse. So we're going back with the knee focusing in. We turn it out to the side. We reach it down and around. We sweep it through. And just trace that circle. Sometimes as you're opening up the range of motion in your hip joint, you'll begin to get a little bit more availability. So you gotta look for it, right? You gotta just wonder, hey, can I lift it higher? Can I bring it out a little farther? Can I reach it in a little more crossed? Woo, told ya, not easy. All right, let's do our last one. We're gonna bring this knee down before we go to the other side. Step your same arm as leg out of the way. See if you can come forward into a lunge. If you're lunging on your chair, your back heel is down. We're just gonna press forward into the hip, get a little stretch here, and you can take your hands down to the mat, of course. Whew. Got a new corner plant addition over here. It's a big aloe, and it's been going wild in the corner, so I had to give it a bigger pot. But we gotta get it a little more soil. Take your opposite hand down, take a twist towards the front leg, increase that stretch. Yeah, you're probably feeling a lot on the bottom leg, that's okay, maybe on the top leg too. Just unlock your toes, unclench your toes. Let your belly be long here. Good, all right, take that hand down. We're gonna replace the foot back, widen your knees, stretch out through your arms. Notice the difference in how easy it is to fold in your hip. For me, I would describe the leg we didn't work as feeling a little more congested. The one we did work feels a little more free. So with our hands here, if you worked your right leg on the last set, take your arms over to the left and shift your hips to the right. And if you did the opposite, do the opposite. Breathing. And blowing the flashlight hair off the mat. He's not even with me today. His hair is always with me though. Good, all right, are we ready for the next side? Kinda, sorta, let's curl up. I know it, I'm no fool. Let's take it up. I'm gonna change my direction just for fun. So let's find that nice strong position. Good, and then we're gonna flex at the knee. Ready, set, we bring it in to the chest. We bring it out to the side. Maybe the first one a little slower just to feel where you're at. Bring it across, reach it through. In, out to the side, reach it around. This is one of those exercises that you can absolutely make this very easy for yourself. Not to say, you know, that you're not working hard. Sometimes it's hard all around, but you could just kind of fake your way through the range. It's possible. It's when you start to move through the space as if you were working through something like peanut butter, pressing through that solid substance, feeling resistance of the space itself. That's when you start to get a little bit more muscular work. Getting warmer. All right, let's get ready to reverse. Take it back, reach it out to the side, bring it around and through. I have to tell you, I tried this new gluten-free bakery. I have Hashimoto's thyroiditis, which is just like a very silent yet very frustrating disease. And in any case, I have to be on a gluten-free diet to lower inflammation. And so it's not bad most of the time, but one of the things that's hard is finding a treat, like a good kind of comfort food that tastes good. Let's do one more here. And so I'm always looking for, you know, bakeries and things like that. All right, let's bring that leg forward. Come on into your stretch. You can be up or you can be down. And I have to tell you, I was in like a pizza heaven. It was so good. Oh my God, it's called the Mindful Bakery in Chicago if you ever come. It was like joy, pure joy. Let's take the backhand down. And I followed it with a chocolate chip cookie, and that was like, I mean, I almost overdid the joy. I almost collapsed because of the joy of the food. It makes me feel like I should go to that bakery more often. Good. Oh, food though, right? Yum. All right, let's take it back. Let's open our knees wide. Remember, do a little check-in. Hopefully that feels a little bit more balanced. We're gonna shift our weight towards the leg, shift our hips towards the leg we just worked, bring our arms to the other side. And we've created a lot of space on that side, so as you breathe, try to open it up. This one's a little tighter for me here. Just trying to get it open. Good. Maybe one more breath. I feel like I could stay here for a couple of days, but we gotta move on. So let's come to the center. Roll all the way up and through. By the way, if any of you feel like taking a quick jaunt to Chicago, I'm teaching a big old outdoor class on the 19th of August in Millennium Park, which is kind of amazing and fun and awesome. I'm excited about it. It's gonna be Pilates based, but it's free, so make it a weekend. All right, take your hands behind your legs here, and we're gonna go ahead and work a little bit of hip flexion and hip extension. So flexion means we're closing the gap, extension means we're opening it, and we will involve our abdominal muscles in this. So as we come through, pull your thighs closer to your feet, stay where they're at, and you're trying to just close the gap, fold it as deep as you can. If you need your arms, those are legs. If you need your legs farther forward, go ahead and take them there. But we want to use your arm strength to get in to this position. Nice long flat back. Imagine that you're pushing a weight up to the sky. Lift through your head, push down through your sits bones. This should be like something that looks like nothing and feels like a lot, okay? Then from here, roll back, rock off your sits bones. Think of low belly towards the low back and open those hips, as much as you possibly can. And then we're gonna do it again. Come all the way up to the top, fold in the hips, hold here. This time release your right arm and hold. Keep squeezing, keep sitting up tall, keep growing, and reach back behind your leg and rock it back. Roll back, hold the roll back, release that right arm again and hold it. Keep your position. 3, 2, 1, take it in, come all the way back up. Find that folded position in your hips. Release your left arm, open chest. Nice and wide, good. And take it behind the leg and roll back. Stay here. Release that arm out to the side. Keeping those shoulders down a little bit more. Good, come on back and come on up. Guess what? Come to the top, you know what's happening. Release those arms to a T. Sit tall, sit tall, sit tall, sit tall. 3, 2, you're working your spinal muscles. It's a good thing, come on back. Roll back. All right, now you can hold it here with a lighter touch, or you can reach those arms out to the side for 4, 3, ooh, shoulders down, Jenna. 2, 1, and then take it all the way in one more time, and then we get to go all the way down to our backs, okay? Sit up tall. You can take your arms out to the T again, or you're gonna reach them straight up, lift. Hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Take them around to your legs, roll back. Find your balance point, keep those hips open. You know what to do. Reach up for 4, for 3, for 2, for 1. Take them behind your hips and legs and roll all the way back down. Coming onto the mat. Good work. Let's walk our feet into our hips a little bit closer, and we're gonna start to go into a little pelvic tilt. So roll backwards, and what that means is that your back gets closer to the mat as you roll back. Think of it widening, flattening. Think of the bottom of your hips just slightly lifting off. You're really not active in your legs at all at this point. You might be pushing down, but you're not trying to lift your hips up, okay? Trying to press your back down on the backward tilt. And then on the forward tilt, we're going forward to create a little space underneath our low back, pushing down towards the tip of the tail, trying to increase the relationship at the base of the pelvis. And then we'll go backwards. Using that exhale, dropping the weight, everything that you have on the front body moves to the back body. And then roll forward. And press, make a little impression of your tailbone against the mat. Not if it hurts, okay? Sometimes we can have tension around there, but hopefully this is like a little bit of a massage. Let's roll back again. Good, and then let's roll forward. Good. We're gonna roll back one more time. Think of having your low, middle, and upper waist connected and pressed against the mat. Reach your arms overhead. Now, we're gonna slowly take the arms backwards over chest, backwards overhead but at the same time, keep your back connected. So don't let that back lift, don't let that back lift, don't let that back lift. Notice how it gets harder. Ouch, aloe. It got me. Reach back, good. And then slowly come up, hold on. Get out of here, come up. And come up. All right, so let me tell you that again. Our lower back is connected, our waistline is connected to the mat. It doesn't move as you take your arms back. If you get to a place where your arms are going back, but your back is disconnecting, you're done. You don't go any farther, okay? Arms up, tilt your hips, sink that waist, hold it strong, and then slowly reach those arms overhead. You should have to work harder as the arms go back farther. Don't let that back get light. Keep it heavy, 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 heavy. Oh, it's hard. And then bring it all the way back over your chest and release. Is it motivating when I groan the whole time through an exercise? Does that work for you all? It's real. What am I gonna do? All right, one more time. Roll those hips back. Good, and then reach. So you might ask, why is this good for your hips? And there's a complicated answer for that. The simple answer is, trust me, I'm a fitness teacher. The complicated answer is that, let's bring it all the way back. Good, is that your hip flexors actually connect to your inner thighs, and then they run all the way up into your spine. So when we stretch our arms overhead, sometimes we can facilitate a little bit of length in our hips as well, so it doesn't feel so kind of crunched and tight and bunched up. That said, as always, if the exercise works for you, put it in your pocket, keep it for later. If it's not yours, maybe it's not yours yet, or maybe it's just not yours at all. There are some exercises where I'm just like, nope, don't do that one. And I'm not being a snob about it. It just it was not made with my body in mind. Yeah? Okay, we are going to start to work on a little mobility side to side. So we're gonna lift our hips up, and I want you to feel like you have support front to back. Once you get to the top of this glute bridge, Slowly lower down maybe 2 inches. So we are gonna work our legs, we're gonna work our feet. And I want you to imagine your pelvis on kind of a rotisserie. And we're just gonna roll the right hip down and the left hip up. And then we're going to roll the left hip down and the right hip up. And as we do this, we're trying not to move our knees or our hips from side to side. So let's come back up, let's fold in the hips and lower down. So watch once, we're not doing this, okay? We're not doing this, we're just doing that. It's a very focused, controlled movement in the center, okay? All right, so hands on hips if you need them. Let's press into the feet, lift them up to the top first, lower them down just a little bit, and then you're lowering the right hip as the left one lifts, and then switching. Good. If any of these exercises are ever elusive, I do the best I can to describe them to you and demonstrate, but if they ever are like, I have no idea what you're talking about, Jenna, let me know in the comments, either live or otherwise. I'm happy to respond. Good. And might I say this as well, as long as we're talking about comments and rotating our hips. Let's go, one more on each side. Come back in and lower down. Shake out those legs for a second. There have been some very generous comments in the replays that focus on the way that I look physically. And while I know they are meant as compliments, in this arena, we are just so far beyond that. We are focusing on the way we feel mentally, the function of our body, how it carries us through interesting experiences. So from the bottom of my heart, and I know nobody on this live is doing it, by the way, from the bottom of my heart, I would ask anybody who's enjoying classes just to refrain from commenting on our bodies. It's just such a boring situation in terms of things that are interesting about life, okay? I say it with love, I say it with the best requests. I say it because I won't do it to you, okay? Let's do that one more time with the hips. Thank you, and next. Let's lower our hips down, and then rotate, and rotate, and rotate. You could even add a little reach if you want with your hands. It's a little fun rotation of the shoulders. Good. That's it. And one more. Come back to center and lower all the way down. Take your arms out to a T. Let's rotate your knees all the way over to one side, stretching out the front of your top hip. And then let's roll through the center and go to the other side. Good, and then come back to center. So we're pretty warm around the lower back. I would like you to feel like your pelvis is really heavy and maybe the bottom of the waist is very connected to the mat. Think of those awful, horrific, may they never pass our wallets ever again, those low-rise jeans from the 90s. Please, God, no. Let them go away, but also for the purposes of this, those low, low, low waistlines. That's what I want connected to the mat. We're gonna bring our legs up to tabletop. Aren't you glad I showed up today? Bring the legs together. All right, if you need them in closer, you can have them in closer. If you need them to the ground, you can have them to the ground. We're gonna do a little rotation. Pour your weight into one hip. Keep your opposite shoulder down. You will not get as far, right? You're just going to that point of tension where your opposite shoulder is down, and then you're gonna sink that waist back to the mat to bring you back to center. And then go to the other direction. So we're spending time on rotating from the lower back because the lower back is connected to the pelvis, right? And so if we have rotation there, we have a better opportunity to have more mobility, freedom in our hips. Pour it down and then think waist reconnects, like you're Velcroing it to the mat. And then go to the other side, your opposite shoulder stays down. If you're only moving a couple inches, that's okay, everybody. Let's go one more time in each direction. Good, pressing it down. And the last one. Good, and pressing it all the way down. Good, lower to the mat. Let's slide our arms down to a lower V. We're gonna bring one knee up to tabletop, flex your foot, keep your pencil held in the crease of that hip if you wanna put your finger there to hold on. Stretch up as high as you can. Maybe you get straight, maybe you don't, and then come all the way back down. I had to walk home last night. We had car stuff happening, meaning I didn't have it. So I could have taken the bus, but it was one of those things where I kept walking to the bus stop and there was no bus, and then the bus would go by as I was walking from one stop to the next, and I just wanted to get home, so I kept on walking. Anyways, it's tight up in here. Keep that hip folded, bending and stretching. Yeah. And I'm working a flexed foot on purpose so I can get the back of that leg really activated. Good. All right, we're gonna do one more. Reach it all the way up and lower all the way down. Let's pause here in tabletop. You can hold the shape freely, or you can hold on with your arms and give yourself a little more support. I think I'm gonna do that. So your thigh bone stays straight, or stays placed, and you're gonna just rotate your thigh to bring your ankle towards the opposite knee. And then you're gonna rotate it back to tabletop. And then rotate your thigh to bring your ankle to the outside of your mat and rotate to tabletop. So if your heel was resting on a shelf, it'd be sliding to one side of the shelf and then sliding to the other. But your thigh bone is just rotating in its space. It's not moving side to side, okay? And we do so many things where we work on strengthening the muscles of the hip. We also want to strengthen the range of motion. So as we do a couple more of these, I want you to see, can you move it across a little bit more in either direction? Good, one more time. That's it, good. And then on the last one, bring it across and use your hands if you need to cross it over the knee. Let your knee open and just let it release. This might be enough for you in the figure four, or you can thread the needle and lift the opposite foot up and just find that outer hip stretch. Incidentally, sometimes you can feel little twinges in your hips, little, I always talk about it like congestion, even though some of it is discomfort, and it's always up to you to gauge how much is discomfort and how much is working in a zone that your body is just like rebelling against. Because sometimes we have to progress ourselves into these exercises for range of motion. And if they're new and you're getting a lot of pushback from your body by way of like tension and discomfort, then you want to ease out of the range a bit. Let's release. Okay, stretch this one up to the sky, reach it all the way down, and then just give it a little shake at the bottom. Just shake it out. Good. All right, we're gonna bring it in. We're gonna bring the other one to tabletop. Find the low waist and just keep it grounded there. Extend and bend, holding on or not. Good. Keep going. I'm just looking at your comments. Oh, awesome. We got puppy pics. Yes. So excited. I'm so excited to see them. There's nothing happier than puppies, honestly. I would say kittens too, but I'm totally allergic, so I can't deal. I can deal with them from afar. Good. A couple more like this. We're just kind of flossing the back of the leg, just working it up, working it down, not holding it for too long, just more mobilizing it. Let's bring it down to tabletop when you're ready. Keep that thigh bone in its position and rotate it to bring your heel across towards the opposite knee, back to center, and then out to the side. Good. And across. Reach. Good. Breathing in, breathing breathing out and just looking for that next little moment of range. Dramatic pause. Good. All right, let's go for one more to bring it across. Hook it onto your opposite knee, open it out, give it a stretch. If you want to reach through and thread the needle, go for it. Good. Just dropping into the weight in the back of your body. Good, let's lower it down. Let's extend that leg up, reach it all the way down, and then just give it a little shake. Good. Bend that knee up, walk your feet out a little farther. Take your arms back, feel heavy through the back body. Drop big circle around. We're gonna bring our head, neck, shoulders up, hands to the bottom of our legs. Start to lift yourself up as high as you can go and come to the top. Then we're gonna come to a diamond with our legs. And I'm trying to decide if I should face you for this one. I'm gonna face you for this one. So we have a diamond with the legs. Arms are down by the side. Use your hands for as much as support as you need. We're gonna rotate over to the right. Left hand comes to the right knee, or shin, or wherever you can. Take your chin, take your chin over your shoulder and look all the way. Good. And just feel that stretch. Good, and recover back to center. Sometimes the words just go away. Let's go to the other side. Hand comes over. I'm not really pulling or tugging. I'm just using that hand to assist. Come back to the center. All right, so now from here, we're gonna go over, but take your palm forward, flip it up, and see if you can place it down either to rest on your feet or to get into the center of the diamond, whatever range is available to you. So from here, we're gonna lift that top arm up and we're gonna take a big stretch. I know it's a big ask. There's a lot happening here. But we're using our hips. You can break pencils on both hips to try to make your way into a deeper stretch. Good, and we're gonna come back up through the center. Come around, we're turning to the left. We put that elbow down in the center and then we reach the arm up and over. Good, and then recover. Let's do it one more time. Rotate, flip it. Press it down as we reach up and over. Good, come all the way around. Rotate, flip it, and bring it all the way down. Good, come all the way up. Okay, last exercise on the mat. We're gonna get up, do a little standing. Take your legs out as wide as you can. Use your hands behind you for stability. Feel where your heels are on the floor. We're gonna bend the knee, but your goal is not to slide. Don't slide on your heel, just roll. So we're gonna bend the knees, we're gonna break pencils in here, and we're gonna flex in our ankles and sit up tall. And then as you point your foot, straighten your knee, you're pressing down through your hamstrings and trying to lift up through your center. Okay, so I know this is like bogus, but it's really good for your hips. Flex. And then press all the way out. Sit up taller. Good, Colleen, I don't know if Dick is here today, but I'm just, the empathy is flowing for any of our male clientele who come in to do these, because I know just based on the male pelvic mechanics, this is not always the one that is the most joyful of stretches. But it's great for all, so stay with me. Good, all right, if you want a little extra challenge, look, come on, no hands, flex it. And point it. Flex it. Good, and point it. And two more, flex. And point. Last one. Good. Point it, release. Just start to jiggle those legs back into center. Give them a moment to recalibrate. And then I would like you to choreograph a way to get up off the ground. If you can do it without hands, excellent. If you need your hands, it's all good. All right. Once we get up, we are gonna do a couple squats just to work on that hip mechanics. But remember, we worked on the folding at the hips. We're gonna keep our chest nice and open. I wanna invite you, meaning you have a choice, to either take your hands across your chest or even behind your head as we do this to encourage your upper back to stay lifted. I'm gonna try this version. We're gonna go down for 2, slow counts. 1, 2, and all the way up. Let's go down for 4. It's faster than I thought. 2, 3, 4, and then press up. And our goal is to keep that chest lifted all the way to the top. If your hands are at your shoulders, same thing. 4, 3, 2, 1, push, up, 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 and up. Again, go down, 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 press, 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 press. 2 more, let me get on the beat. Ready, go, down, 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 press, 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 grow taller, and down, 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 and press, 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 and good. Release those hands, shake it out. Nice work. Wide stance, a little bit of turnout, a little bit of external rotation. We're gonna go down, down, bend those knees, and then press up. You can keep your hands on your thighs if you like for a little extra support. Take it as wide as you need it to go. 3, 4. Now make sure as you're going into these wide ballet squats, sumo squats, don't let your knees roll in. Press them back over your baby toe. So we're really working the outer hips, yeah? Good. Go down. 2, 3, 4, and up, up, up. Good, and down. Reach, lift. Good. Sometimes if you dance while you're doing it, it feels like it's not that hard. Good. And up, up, up. Couple more like this. Go down, 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 and up, up. The last one has a special surprise. Come on down. We stay here. Ready? We're gonna lift the right heel. Up and left heel. Up, stay with me, it's not gonna be long. Down, up, good. Working those feet, we just have 4 more, you can do it. 4, come on team. 2, and 1, press down, lift up. Heel, toe, toe, heel, your feet back into center. Shake them out, shake them out, shake them out, shake them out. Good, stand with that just a little wider than hip socket, hands on hips. We're gonna march up and down. Fold in the hip, fold in the hip. I want you to go quick. Everything pulls together. See all that organizing we did? It makes it a little easier to balance, hopefully for you too. Good, go 8, 7, 6, 5, that's it, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Stand here, take your right foot back. Bend your left knee. If you need a wider stance for more stability, take it. A little backward tilt, a little tuck under of the hip to open up here. Other hand is on your hip. Same arm as leg reaches up. We're gonna do a gentle side bend over and up. If you need a chair or a wall, use this hand to hold on. Reach. Back to center. Breathe. Reach. And good. Stretch. One more time. Good. Come back to center. Hold it here. Fingertips go to your chest. Hang on to whatever you need. And we're gonna rotate towards the leg and come back to center. Rotate towards the front leg. Come back to center. Rotate. Back to center. and 2, and 1. There we go. Trying to keep my chest up a little bit more. Okay, last one. Hands behind the head or chest or to shoulder level. Little back bend. Stretch up and come to center. Stretch up to center as that train goes by. Woo! 2 and 1. Good. Release. Come to center. Shake it out. Go to the other side. Excellent. Got it, got it, got it. All right, special surprise, I know. Let's come back to the center. All right, tuck the tail, lift up on the hip, find that lengthened position, same arm as leg, reach up. It's all about and how you package the challenge, right? If you say, we're gonna burn the heck out of your legs at the end of it, which is honestly what a lot of fitness professionals do say. I don't know, if you're motivated by pain, maybe that works for you. I'm motivated by special surprises. That's what works for me. Give me a cookie. Give me a gluten-free chocolate chip cookie. Come on back. Take it to chest level. All right, we're rotating towards that front leg. Coming back. Ooh, I spy a new leaf. New Monstera leaf. We're getting a little crazy on the growth front up in this studio. My husband walked in and he said, you have a greenhouse, not a studio anymore. I said, I know, it's all good, it's fine. Last one. We like it this way. Take your hands back behind your head and a big stretch. And back to center. Keep those hips open. Last 2. And last 1. Good. Release. Come back to center. Move those hips a little. Are they happy? Mine feel happy. Try a little figure 8. I'm not being silly. Figure 8 is like one of the best little mobility checkers. Get that low back moving. Suddenly you've got options for hip movement. It's a win, 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 win situation. All right, my friends. Oh, Colleen, okay, I just saw that later. L4, L5, nervy today. I wonder how it's feeling now. I hope it's feeling okay. The good news is often if you are feeling nervy in the lower back, which is what people will describe as like a zinger or some heat, pain, burn, kind of burning back here, one of the greatest things you can do is extend. So while we did flex, we did a lot of extension and hip folding too. Sometimes that can balance it out. In the event that it feels more nervy towards the end, try this, see if it works for you. It's just passive little back bends. Passive little back bends. Obviously, you all have to remember, I'm a dancer, right? I've got like years of cranking this back up, so maybe it just goes to here. But the idea is that you don't try to make it too technical, too much technique. You just try to get your back to bend. Sometimes that can help alleviate some of the nerviness. Okay, hopefully that works out for you. The name of the plant that is on the right edge of the screen. I have to see what you mean by right edge. The big guy or the little over here? Or over there? Is it my right or your right? Well, I'll tell you, this is a bird of paradise palm, a big one. This one is a Monstera deliciosa, and it's pretty huge, and it's actually got some really big ones coming out, some new leaves all over the place. This is, oh, you're new today, welcome to the world. And this one too. This one is a philodendron something or other. I always forget. Did I put a thing in it? Yeah, this one is actually one of the most robust and interesting and beautiful plants I have here. This one, don't ever get it. It's a peace lily. I love you, I've had you for ages, but you are the most temperamental plant that I have ever met in my entire life. So if you want a plant that is low maintenance, it's not this one, not even a little bit. I'll have to take you all on a little tour. The ones over there are even more fantastic. So yes, bird of paradise palm, yeah. And so these guys are a little bit, what would you say? Tricky. They're great, they're robust, but they do split. I don't know if you can see the leaf. They split, and the split of the leaf always makes me feel like a little bit of a failure, but they're supposed to do that. So my goal always is to try, like I've got this one in perfect tact. Can you see that one? Not really. This one hasn't split at all, and I feel like I won the world. All right, you all, she's in vacation mode. Oh, yeah. Peace lilies are lovely. Please don't listen to anything we're saying. We love you. Just chill out. All right. And the easiest plant of all, ZZ plant. Zanzibar. I forget all the time, but it's easy. You don't like if you do too much to it, it gets mad. You just leave it alone. You water it every once in a while. It's fine, and it goes. This is a baby. All right, my friends. Have a wonderful weekend. I will see you on Monday for a bounce-a-thon. We got to remember not to forget. Just check in why the moves mattered to you today. Everything in this class was designed progressively and also to facilitate circulation, lubrication of the joints, mobility, function, and even strength. So in the event that you liked class, you feel great after it, put a little note for yourself to do it again sometime over the next few weeks. The repetition will absolutely help, and you know, your body definitely wants to feel good. Your body wants to feel good. Big love to you all. Mwah. I'll see you on Monday. Bye.